Hello and welcome to this special edition, and we're still here on Nile TV International following up the beat at the World Youth Forum and bringing you all the news and the events on the sidelines of this beautiful forum that has been currently held at Sharm and culminating by the recommendations and the final session, which is expected tomorrow. Well, actually the youth today are in the heart of the Egyptian state, providing them with platforms, speaking their minds, developing their skills, and also very importantly preparing them for leadership, preparing them for the future, for tomorrow. And this is what the President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has been doing. And the idea behind the launch of this forum is to listen to the youth, to have their voice heard, and at the same time to come out with recommendations and initiatives that they themselves initiate. And this is the beauty about the whole situation. The youth can develop, of course, new solutions and also be quite creative. We need those creative minds to come up with new ideas that has never been considered. Today, the youth themselves in Egypt are the answer to solving the different challenges of the country. Thanks to the political leadership who spares no effort to secure their future by offering them this skill comprehensive development program and also the various employment programs. These days, not only Egypt, but the whole world has been witnessing and following up the different sessions of the World Youth Forum with its sense of vitality and the ideas that come out of this forum, which is definitely a very important and a unique chance, an unparalleled chance for the world youth to engage with the top policymakers and also to network with those promising youth and to form this beautiful situation that we are talking about. We'll be talking about the World Youth Forum, and we'll be talking also today of how media is influencing the youth today. Very importantly, how to present a content that is quite attractive and that attracts the youth and the teens. The young today are having their voice heard and helping us to discuss this interesting, very important topic is Professor Dr. Hussein Amin, Professor of Mass Communication at AUC and Director of Kamal Adham Center. Thank you so much, Professor, for coming to Nile TV.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure having you, and always adding value with your information and your input to the show. Dr. Amin, it's a beautiful situation, as I have said, and the vibes that are coming from Sharm are actually charming. The beauty of the city and the beauty of the topics discussed, and also the beauty of the youth intermingling and initiating ideas. So it's great to see their voice really heard.
Yeah.
How do you see the whole situation in Sharm?
Well, I have witnessed the birth of the World Youth Forum, and in its first version, the second version, the third version, now the fourth version. And it's one of a kind of a platform that bringing the youth of the world together, discussing issues of common concern, and also reflecting on issues as we define it as global issues like the environment and what's really happening and what's the future going to be like, the economy and what's kind of opportunity, employment, as well as many other issues that I see of great importance to the young generations of different countries of the world. One of the most important things, of course, is Egypt hosting this forum in Sharm el-Sheikh, one of the most beautiful cities in the world, and the gathering and the dynamics of the youth, adding this to this beauty. When we see the young people getting together, discussing major issues of the world, makes one wonder, you know, the future is going to be bright. You know, this kind of minds, when they're coming from 196 countries, mingling together, discussing things together in a very open platforms, and sharing on also one of the most comprehensive platform, electronic platform that makes what's happening in the forum available to the rest of the world when we can communicate together. And over here, you know, there are also rules for people of my age, for example, to participate and share some ideas with them. But also, you know, we need to make sure that this gathering is very unique and different, because as maybe we thought together in our discussions, you know, this is again, the new family of the world. It's a new family that being born in Egypt, and every part or every member of the family who is in Sharm el-Sheikh this year, last year, and year before, and 4 years ago, they also go back to their hometowns, villages, cities, and share with their families and their neighbors their experience in Egypt, and invite them to become part of the process. So this is again, it's a snowball kind of effect that is happening and is not left without really careful look and measuring of what's really happening. We are looking into the kind of impact of this communication with the world, not only with the forum. The forum is a platform for the world, and what's in it for Egypt? This is again, it's the land of civilization, the land that gives civilization a letter, a land that gives civilization a voice. And if the world is counting, you know, 2 millennia, the Egypt calendar is for 6 millennium. So in this sense, you know, it's an excellent platform with a great history and wonderful leadership that understand what the world is going to be about, with a vision and a mission to be accomplished. Therefore, there is a driving force behind the forum is great. The administration is supporting it, as we see the Egyptian cabinet and all kind of facilities. You know, the incredible amount of work to host this extraordinary numbers of participants to Egypt in different airports, and in specific reference to Sharm el-Sheikh, with all the hotels geared to present better services. And the platform itself is, you know, it's a wonderful experience that everybody, and every young member of this family would like to have and repeat the experience. So therefore, more expected to come in the following years, and more rolling of this ball to become affected the rest of the youth. And I think it's going to be in less than 10 years a major, the major event in the world.
Yes, definitely. It looks very much so. And this snowballing effect, we can really feel it quite now with a sense of dynamism and with the beauty of the youth vibes also that we see, Professor Amin, and this sense of creativity that they are presenting. Such important forum is also very much stimulating to creating new stories of success, and also sending vibes around the world about creativity of the youth, and through the media as a creative tool, reflecting on what is happening in Sharm. How do you see the message disseminated with creativity as the main headline, the importance of creativity in the media, and reflecting on those creative stories that we see?
Let me talk about the media first. The media is well presented in the forum, not only the local media, but regional and international media. And also we following up with research that what is being said in different international, transnational and digital media. And we see evidence in the past few days that the forum was really covered quite well not only in English language or French language, but in many languages in the world. And therefore, the content made available and accessible to those who are either watching or listening or reading or using the interactive or social media sites.
Yeah.
Therefore, we see that the content of the forum is been available to the rest of the world and becoming a good reference for those who are being ambassador as young people who would like to participate in this forum. Second part of your question has to do with creativity.
Yes.
Creativity, of course, is essential to make any content attractive to the different age groups of those who are defined as the youth. Because we're talking about people, from the age of 14 to the age of 36. So, and this, and even more, and for males and females. So again, the appeals that we think that should be addressed in any messages should be well designed for those who are going to consume these messages. And the messages that being delivered to the young people in general has to do with peace, prosperity, and a better future. These are the main messages, but of course there are so many other messages they got through the media. And the creativity part is people, when the world, the media scene as we see it is changing. Yeah. And the mainstream media also is not going to be remaining mainstream media. It's going to be, they switched a little bit, diverted a little bit toward digital media when these voices, the young people, the new media platforms, even if small, the new apps, the different kinds of nods, the different kinds of social networks that being developed, not within even the existing social media networks. Yeah. But so if we, for example, examine the kind of content that were presented in Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, right before the forum and during the forum right now, we see a big change because of the content presented by the young people who are the main consumers and the main players in this new interactive media scenes. So we would like very much to say, okay, well, this is again an excellent step, but we need more to do and present in a creative way the content that not only is going to attract and address in those who are in the conference, but those who are in the state, in the Arab world, and in the world in general. So there is a lot of work to be done in this particular perspective. Yes. The other thing is when we talk about creativity, we're talking about visuals. Because this is a future tense again. This is the future. Yeah. Data and visuals. And visuals. Yeah. Data and visuals. So, of course,
attractive visuals and data and content.
And there are so many programs that really provide training in this kind of tracks. Yes. And I hope that things are going to be developed soon to be able to say I'm very proud with the boost in content during the forum to become, Egypt to become a state where really the content of the media through the youth is reaching maximum limits.
Yes, reaching maximum levels and also transcending barriers, because we've seen that from Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, the youth are actually working on those vibes and sending different messages to all over the world, a message of peace, a message of harmony, a message of talents, as we have seen also at the World Youth Theatre, that has been actually mesmerizing and a different experience. And Nile TV International team, Professor Amin, has been there, of course, since the launching of the first day of the World Youth Forum. Hani Saif, Noha Ale, and Hani Samir, our director, have been doing excellent work. And through their eyes, we've seen more concerning the participants of the forum. And let's watch together Oksana Zavali, the foreign language student, and she's from Russia. She's from Saratov State University. Let's see Oksana's impressions, and we'll be back.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the sidelines of the World Youth Forum, we're joined by Oksana from Russia, a foreign language student at the University of Saratov. Oksana, first off, welcome to Egypt and welcome to the World Youth Forum.
Thank you very much. It's such a pleasure being here today.
Oksana, first off, now you're a foreign language student coming here, seeing people from all around the world, communicating in different languages and in a way to also one unifying language, which is development and unity and sharing the experiences and ideas. How is the whole experience for you as a whole?
The whole experience has been amazing. Yes, meeting everyone, meeting new people from all over the world has totally been the highlight of the whole trip. You know, finally speaking English, the language I've been studying for so many years, has been truly rewarding. And I've actually been practicing some of my other languages as well with other people from the world, from Spain, from Portugal, from France, so it's been awesome. And the greatest part was, of course, listening to speakers from the USA, from the UK, from Egypt, and finding out their thoughts on the problems discussed here, so it's been wonderful.
Well, you're a foreign language student, but what have been the main topics that you're interested in being discussed during the sessions in the World Youth Forum?
Well, I am actually the head of my local environmental club, so I am very interested in environmental problems, and I participated in the session yesterday, which was devoted to combating climate change. And we got to listen to experts from United Nations, from CNN, from just different countries, and I got to listen finally to find out about Egypt's agenda on environmental problems, and it was, yeah, very insightful.
Well, talking about climate change and really trying to cut down on the carbon emissions, now Russia and many countries around the world, they're very dependent on gas. Now, how difficult is it to switch from gas into a much more greener, environmental friendly sort of sources of energy?
I think it's quite difficult due to the lack of awareness among people. Many people believe that some clean energy is very expensive. It is not profitable, so this is one of the problems. Another one is that burning fossil fuels is not actually a big problem for the environment, and so there's no need to invest in clean energy. And so this is one of the I think one of the main problems which stops everyone from moving to renewable resources.
Juntos de novo. ورجعنا تاني من تاني مليون فكرة. Starting all this from here, a dream that's far is now so near. As long as our dreams are so clear, nothing can stop our hope so dear. Starting all this from here, a dream that's far is now so near. As long as our dreams are so clear, nothing can stop our hope so dear. عشنا كان بينا مسافة أو متشافة وقت عشنا كان أملي كبير نرجع يوم ونعيد الأيام اللي بدأناه ورسمناه في بلاد الأحلام.
Juntos de novo, nós vamos, o mundo muda. Nessa corrente, os sonhos vão recomeçar.
Yes, we are back together, and this is the motto, back together. It's always great to be back together and send those positive vibes from Egypt, the mother of the world. The World Youth Forum was held actually in 3 editions before, as we said. UN Commission for Social Development recognized the 3 previous editions of the World Youth Forum as an international platform that is actually discussing contemporary youth issues. Many international recognition, Professor Amin,
Yes.
came
Yeah.
Concerning the forum and the vibes that it did send.
True.
So
But we cannot list all of the...
no, we cannot
because,
list that.
because it will take
It's-
us hours.
Take hours and hours to list
Yeah.
the different messages of recognition that came. And
True.
this, if it reflects something, it reflects also Egypt's influence internationally.
Yes.
And talking about creatively sending those great impressions to the world. The media is a very important tool that helps to send those vibes around the world.
Yes. Okay, I want to talk about 3 points in a nutshell. The first one is the role of transnational media, both inside and outside the state of Egypt. You know, there are so many transnational media that cover Egyptian events in Arabic and then sending it to the Arab-speaking world. And they are doing a good job. I have seen it. We are documenting the kind of reports and coverage they are doing, and also we're going to publish it in a separate report. The second is the role of Nile TV International, that is covering the event and sending in English language and French language to the rest of the world, and of course the English-speaking world and the French-speaking world in terms of television and also through the YouTube once we
And
post
social
it,
media, of
as
course,
well as
platform.
the social media.
Yeah.
So this is, again, this is wonderful. The third is the platform itself and the content messages being spread throughout the world. 2 things. One is the forum itself and the organization of the forum and the different sessions of the forum, as well as we have seen the musicals, the parts about
The soft power part of the story.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So this is, again, if we're talking about creativity, this part, if we don't have it, then the coverage itself is not going to be as good as
It creates the
Yeah,
balance and
absolutely.
the vibes. Yeah.
Absolutely. So this is again one thing. The second is the content messages throughout the 3 days. The content messages that came through the president and the distinguished guests, the dignitaries and the representatives from the youth are very much organized, and therefore it was very easy to make, you know, from this information packages, and we packages to in reporting to the world what's really happening. So this is happening through the media, so the media outlets. So once we have this outside Egypt and inside Egypt and the Arab world, you know, the rest of the viewers, those who are defined as target audiences from the same age and the same age groups,
Yes.
and those who are defined as general audiences, selecting what they have to see by chance, but they like it and they remain as audience of the different kinds of programs and the different kinds of news bulletins and different kinds of productions by the youth. So in this sense, the media is playing a very effective role in spreading news and information about the event, as well affecting through the content messages those who are in need for this kind of information from the same age group. So they're affecting the youth. So in this, the first thing that is going to happen to a young audience is to expose, this is through the media, to expose himself or herself to the messages. Second is to perceive it, and then third is to retain it and express their opinion with regard to it. In this sense, there are so many interactive communication that is happening in different parts of the world, and even we don't know about it. But when the time will come to gather the information about this, we will see that it's the effect of the media, because the media itself, it's not only one wave, it comes in through the different waves. So first wave is through the mainstream channel like Nile TV International, and then the YouTube and social media, and then maybe people will make events similar, small gatherings, and then they need to share the information among themselves. So there are so many wonderful things that have been done by the media, and we have to admit that the media played what is needed. As an expert in this field, I'm telling you that I was amazed of the performance of the media in the conference, and the feedback that we got from the world by the recognition from different kinds of organizations that we cannot really list, unfortunately, because we don't have the hours to list all of this wonderful feedback from the people.
Wonderful feedback, yes, and very much well-deserved. Nile TV International has been more or less like the official channel of the World Youth Forum, presenting throughout the day and bringing you the different sessions and the vibes from Sharm to all the different sectors all over the world. And we've been also bringing you on air the simultaneous interpretation of the different sessions into the English language. And our correspondents have been bringing you the beat there from Sharm el-Sheikh and the different nationalities, the vibes, the sense of diversities that is there in Sharm. It's usually a message of hope, because when you are there in the aura of the World Youth Forum, you could feel this sense of vitality, you could feel the vital vibes of the youth, and you could feel like everybody is just running and bringing about the best out of everybody.
But this is wonderful work. I mean, when people, when they watch Nile TV International, they don't really examine the kind of work that you have. You've said that, not only our job is to cover the event, but also we have to...
we are part and parcel of. We are
absolutely.
integrating.
And we translate the sessions for different audiences.
Right.
This is incredible amount of work. This should be actually documented, because we need to share this information among ourselves here, and make sure that this is going to be a reference for any other events that are going to take place in the future. So, when we say it, that, we did this, people take it on a surface level, saying, okay, well, so what? But they need to recognize the efforts been done.
Yes.
Because people are really on their toes not to make a mistake during this sessions, and make sure that they deliver the best performance ever, because this is, again, it has to do with the image of the station and the image of the country.
The channel in the country, definitely. And they did a wonderful job. I'm really very proud of the team in Sharm.
I am too.
Thank you so much, Prof. When it comes from you, it's really meaningful. Let's watch together Yasmina Saleh. Yasmina is a team leader who has been sharing in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, from Branding Egypt Center. Let's see her impressions about Sharm and also the forum. Hani Saif conducts this interview.
And on the sidelines, ladies and gentlemen of the World Youth Forum, we're joined here by Ms. Yasmina Saleh, the team leader at the Branding Egypt project. Ms. Saleh, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Ms. Saleh, first off, you're responsible for a branding project, a developmental project for the governorate of South Sinai, and we're already in Sharm el-Sheikh. How significant has been this project for you?
This project has been very important to me, because I've been working on that for like 5 years now. But it's important to note that I'm not alone. I'm working on this project as a team leader in the Branding Egypt Center, which is allocated in the German University in Cairo. So I'm only a team leader inside the center, but we're also working in collaboration with all the different faculties within the university. The importance of this project in general is we're doing a branding for all the cities of Egypt. We've started with Luqsor, and then we've worked on South Sinai, and we've worked on Aswan and Alexandria. We've started this project in 2017, and the importance of this project is the advertisement and the whole look and feel of the cities of Egypt. So just like it's important to market and to brand a product or any goods that people consume, it's also very important to market and to brand our cities. This project is important because like all the cities of Egypt are like, we're not like really doing anything, we're not reinventing the wheel. What we're doing is we're branding a city because we want to say that all the cities of Egypt are beautiful. All the cities of Egypt has like very, very, beautiful sceneries and everything. But what we're doing is like we're hammering on this beauty. We're creating like a whole image. This image should be used in advertising for the cities inside the city and abroad, so that we can tell the world that these are the cities of Egypt. This is how beautiful all the cities are. And we are like in the year 2022 in the way we advertise for ourselves. Because
أتوجه برسالة إلى قادة العالم أجمع. استمعوا إلى شبابكم، شاركوهم أفكارهم وأحلامهم. اعطوهم الفرصة للتعبير عن أنفسهم. حلقوا في سمائهم عالياً. اجعلوهم سباقين لا تابعين. سلحوهم بخبرتكم وبإيمانكم بهم. لا تتركوهم فريسة لمن يقتاد بطموحهم ويستخدمهم أداة لنشر العنف والكراهية. املأوا قلوبهم بالأمل والحرية والدعم الذي لا نهاية له. افتحوا لهم أبواب الثقة واعطوهم مفاتيح القيادة، فلا حاضر بدونهم ولا مستقبل بغيرهم.
The President earlier in the day attended a session that mainly focused on international responsibility for reconstruction, and there have been more than one topic that are actually at the forum influencing tomorrow's leaders. Also, what is quite interesting is narrating Professor Amin Egypt's story of success in different arenas, so that the world youth would know more about what Egypt has been doing, like, for instance, the Decent Life Initiative and other noble initiatives that the youth actually has been part and parcel of, how to change the face of life in the country and how to take part in community service. So this has been also very important sessions.
Yes, I'm thinking when you're talking to me, I'm thinking, today, for example, there was a discussion that I was involved in that the initiative of Decent Life is no longer an Egyptian initiative. It's a global initiative. Mm-hmm. You know, we are going to send, representative to different African countries to replicate this wonderful experience and initiative in different countries, different African countries. Well, this is wonderful. If the people who are appreciating what have been done with regard to this, as you describe it, noble initiative, they think of it as not an Egyptian initiative, only, but also a global initiative that's going to affect different countries of the world. So yes, this noble initiative is affecting us, and we see a lot of developments has to do with sustainable developments, for example, and also is going to affect the different parts of Africa first, as in much need of this kind of initiatives. So recognizing those who have been thinking about the need for such an initiative are really brilliant people, because they said, okay, this is the gathering, this is the platform, this is the initiative, why not this initiative become global, and therefore this is one thing. The second is, of course, has to do with Egypt is not going to stand still with regard to destruction that is happening around it, and is going to aid those who are in need of the Egyptian aid to support different countries. And also the Prime Minister of Egypt capitalized on what the President stated, and also endorsed the kind of activities that Egypt will do to support the different states that examine certain failures or need of assistance.
Yes.
So this is the President also addressed the climate change. And this is, again, it's not only one country that is going to stop what's really have been evidently obvious to the rest of the world, with the change in the weather in Japan, with all of the snowstorms that hit on Tokyo and the rest of Japan, the Japanese, and the rain that is happening, and the fires in Europe, and the earthquakes. Who's going to? This is not only the work of one country. So the collaborative efforts of those who are in this particular fields, following up different initiatives that is taking place, is going to face also the climate initiatives and the global warming issues.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and in this sense, again, this is a wonderful thing. The last thing has to do with human rights. Human rights model, international human rights model, as well as the Egyptian human rights model. In a way, we have witnessed, okay, it's not only the international model and the Egyptian model, there are so many other models. So let's talk about, a global model that maybe have a model that could be pursued by all kind of countries. So this is all came into being in the past 2 days.
Yes, it was definitely great, because more than one platform and different ideas and different vibes. What has been also great is the youth voice being heard, and we have this sense of establishing a mutual understanding between the elderly and the youth without any sort of barriers. What is quite interesting as well is that the youth today, of course, are always looking for a role model to look up to. We've seen projects at Kamal Adham Center where we had found the youth highlighting important stories that are linked to our community, to the ailments of our society. Sharing the fact and the message, highlighting topics that could ring a bell also to officials in order to try and help.
Yes.
So this is very important, the media and its role in disseminating this important message, being in help of the society, sometimes also an alarm bell.
Absolutely. We at the Kamal Adham Center for Television and Digital Journalism train the students who are, by the way, members of this family.
Yes,
young
and
people.
I know that, of course, we have a delegation there at
we
the
do.
forum sharing. Yes.
And we produce stories, mini documentaries, micro documentaries that done for the public interest as well as a public service.
Yes.
So we need to shed light on issues in the society, for the society. And we need to present issues that of concern of the people to the people.
Yeah.
So in this sense, the young people, the young generation that we train at the Adham Center, those who
Providing media that influences audiences.
Yes,
This is very important.
This is again, you are an influencer. You are, by definition, you have followers, and you are influencing, many other people. So that's why we call you an influencer. Influencer, meaning that people will listen to you. So if we don't provide the content messages in the proper package that meets a well-rounded story that also meet the demand of the information needed in the society, then we fail. So therefore, the students, they are very keen to present information packages in their stories. One is based on need to know and to create awareness, as well as of artistic values that will make an appeal to a larger audiences. That's why they got recognition from international organizations and festivals throughout the world.
Yeah, definitely. And as Professor Amin said, that it's a platform of diversity. Look at representatives of 196 countries present. Each and every one of them is an ambassador for his country, and he's going to talk about the vibes for long, and also come out with great friends out of this beautiful forum, this snowball. Yeah. Let's see what Marie Polsinska. Marie is she's from Poland, and she's affiliated to the University of Lodz. And Hani Saif met her on the sidelines. Let's watch.
Excellent.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the sidelines of the forum, we're joined from Poland by Marie Plucinska, the PhD candidate from the University of Lodz. Ms. Plucinska, thank you very much for talking to Nile TV. Can you tell me, you just walked out of the forum, the conference regarding the international institutions dealing with the post-pandemic era. How or what have been the main issues discussed in the forum?
It was about post-conflict areas, and mostly they were talking about Gaza area, because as we know, there is a big conflict there, and there are a lot of refugees from there. And there's also a problem with COVID vaccinations there. So yeah, it was the main topic was this, and how to help people there, and also how to encourage women and young people to be able to live their better lives.
مسرح شباب العالم.
Before wrapping up, Professor Amin, and we have like a couple of minutes to go, such huge and beautiful and international events and their contribution in branding Egypt globally. How do you see that, especially in the digital age, and the role of the media in presenting a content that is very, very much, of course, in a competitive sense in such a digital era?
You know, different countries of the world, of course, the brand name, the World Youth Forum, it's becoming global now. Mm-hmm. So at the first version, maybe it was not recognized, but right now it's recognized in different parts of the world. So it's a global brand, just like any other brand that you can think of. Second, you know, everybody we have in a country, ex-country, that we would like to discuss an issue, you know, that has a global dimension. The place is to present it to those who are on the top of the organization over the World Youth Forum. So to schedule it in the program. So, of course, you will find local issues discussed in different parts of the world, different countries. But when it comes with there is a global dimension, they will come to the main hub, which
Yes.
is the World Youth Forum, to present it and discuss it in a larger way, to become a global issue of concern, so that the youth will be able to discuss solutions and present to the world the recommendation that could be carried out. It's very simple, but it's very complicated, and this is, I guess, the magic of it.
Yes, it's the magic of it, as Professor Amin has just put it. It is magic, actually, and Egypt is sending magical vibes, actually, from Sharm el-Sheikh. We've been having amazing messages. Also, many of ambassadors and friends talked about the great vibes that Sharm did send to the whole world and also in their countries. The youth themselves have been sharing beautiful videos from Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, and lovely photos. As I said, it's a place, it's a hub today for talents and for achievement as well, and for ideas to come out with such a beautiful state. Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Hussein Amin.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Professor of Mass Communication at AUC and Director of Kamal Adham Center for Journalism. Thank you so much for coming and always adding value, Prof, to our show. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I thank you, dear viewers, for joining us. Join us tomorrow throughout the day. We'll be bringing you all the beat from Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, with all the sidelines interviews by Noha Ala in French and Hani Saif in English. Many thanks.